Granny, Granny B is having a problem with her camera. She is there in audio. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I call her Granny B. Anyway,
You did.
she's there in audio, but she obviously is having some technical difficulties. She can see us, but we cannot see her. We can hear her, but we can't see her. So we're going to try to go ahead with the meeting. Welcome everyone to the open mic for Georgia Poetry Society, and I'm gonna pass everything to Miss Al.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Hey there.
Thank you so much, La Rosa, for that opening. It wonderful. I feel welcomed already. Georgia Poetry Society. Tonight is November 21st, and we are here. Actually, November 22nd. What's today? 21st?
No, it's the 21st.
It's the 21st, and we are moving right along. So I would like for everyone to take a moment to introduce themselves. Of course, I'm Alice Johnson, Secretary of the Georgia Poetry Society. And La Rosa, I think you were on the first one on call tonight. Go ahead.
Okay. I am La Rosa / LJ Thomas. I am the editor for the Georgia Poetry Society, and I am probably the least experienced here as far as poetry is concerned, but I love this.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brian Tohara. I've been doing poetry for a little bit now, but I think this is probably my third or fourth time on with Georgia Poetry Society, and looking forward to another wonderful open mic.
Welcome again, Brian.
Thanks.
You want me to go next?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So quiet. Yeah, I'm Kat Ellis, and I've been an on and off member of Georgia Poetry Society for a couple of years. And I've been writing pretty seriously poetry. I've got 3 collections now in the last 10 years, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, we are so happy to have you as well again
Thank
tonight,
you.
Kat.
Thank you.
Yes, looking forward to hearing some great poems from each of you. Oh, is there anyone else on? I have 5 participants. La Rosa, Bryant, and Kat, myself, and Barbara. Okay, so anyone have anything special that they would like to share in regards to the hexaverse? Some of us had the opportunity to write the hexaverse. Okay, you're
Yeah.
off. Okay.
Yeah,
I've
I
worked
did
on
some
it.
too.
And
It was kind of interesting. I like it, and that's one of the goals I have. I want to work more with structure.
yes.
You know, my poems have a tendency to be narrative or
Mhm.
angry about something, but I thought, okay, you know, I kind of like this structured poem, so I worked on it. I should go ahead and read it then.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. All right.
We would love to hear from you. Go ahead and
Well,
get
thank you. I
started.
appreciate it.
And I'm so excited about this because this is a functional, let's talk about it before we get started, that it's vibrant, you're using words, it's elevated. So you're using 6 tones, you're going up, you're coming down, and you are initially emphasizing the item that you're speaking about. So let's get started. Go ahead, Kit.
Yeah. All right. You know, of course, this is having to do with the after effects of November 5th. And so I decided to kind of, you know, as part of kind of getting the truth out for me, you know, getting that out. So this is called My Country. River twists and turns, sometimes overfloods or dries into a burnt cake. This land twists and turns into a half-baked cake. Selfish visions, an unsafe land. Sycophants strut into a freak show of greed, fall from grace, a dark hole so full, no light, blind.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Quite extensive and to the point. I love the ending. Very good. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Miss LaRosa, let's hear from you, please.
Well, I didn't do a hexaverse.
Okay. Well,
I
feel,
actually feel free to read it. Okay. Um,
feel free.
the poem that I'm doing is I wrote this because I want people to think about the time of year that we're in with the holidays, and it's not always a happy time of the year for people. So I wrote this several years ago. It's called What's Wrong with Being Lonely? You're sitting next to me smiling, and some good music is playing. There's food, but I ain't hungry. Trying to leave here and in a hurry. My favorite sister and the kids are here. My brother just offered my favorite beer. Mama cooked and made my favorite dessert. Just thinking about it makes my teeth hurt. I see Dad enjoying a playoff game. I lost that joy. For me, it ain't the same. My little niece came over and wants to play. People, please just leave me alone, okay? I just want to come. I'm sorry, I don't want to come here. I don't want to be here anyway. I was happy in bed, just sleeping all day. They want to go shopping for furniture. I hate the stores and displays. It's torture. I should never have agreed to attend. My brother is a bully, not my friend. It's been hours and I feel so confined. I'm going crazy out of my mind. I don't need a babysitter. I'm grown. At home, in my cluttered mind, I can roam. I don't know. I should have refused. He begged and pleaded, though. I wasn't amused. I know they're really trying their best. Me too. Look, I got up, showered, and got dressed. I always fight, but still feel so hopeless. I don't think I'm worth all this fuss. I'm so tired and really want to go home, climb into my bed and cover my dome. I don't mind being lonely when I'm all alone. Please leave me to in peace in my solitary zone.
You do not want to be bothered. You do not want to be bothered.
Do not
At all.
disturb.
Do not is I want to avoid, I want to withdraw, I want to isolate
Yes,
Hmm.
yes,
at this time when we're all together.
right, right.
Okay.
Having time to
Very
oneself is
good.
important.
Love it.
Thank
Very
you, Rosa. That was very nice. Good seeing you,
it
darling.
was.
Thank
Very
you.
Nigel is here now, so y'all keep reading. I can hear you, and we're going to see what happens. And Kate, it's very
Okay.
nice to have you here tonight. And Brian, you're back again. It's good to see you. So y'all hang in there with me, okay? I'm trying to get help.
Sure.
Yes, we're here. And Brian's getting ready. You have a hexa verse tonight?
Yeah, actually, I went and did
Wonderful.
3.
Okay, we're gonna do the first one.
Yeah. I'm gonna do actually this one. Do you mind if I share my screen?
Not at all.
All right. Let's see if I can get this up. All right.
Okay, where you land?
Where you land?
Mm.
Midst fungal fighting, drift, my spore children. Drift on winds grown strange. Where you land, make do. Live, endure, persist. This sweating world fever shivers. Let your hunger make you stronger. Break ground well, and you might, with luck, live. Demure daemons, rise.
Hmm.
Okay.
Demure demons rise. Are we talking about a mushroom?
Yep. About mushrooms.
Are you?
So yeah.
Wow.
I like the way you followed the form outline. We're going to repeat this again in January. And
Yes.
it is like a triangle. Next time, look for the one where it's a triangle and it's broader at the top. I think,
Mhm.
have you
Yeah.
got syllables? Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad you tried. I didn't try, you guys, so I'm going to try in January, but I'm very happy to see that you did that. And I think if you were to enter this type of poetic poem, they would want it done without the straight line on the side. They would want it to have the triangle with the wider going down
Mhm.
to a point. And then you really recognize it for the poem that it is. But very good. Very, very good.
It was very impactful. And the poem emphasized what the reader was intensifying as the mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, what am I talking about? I'm here again. I'm Alice Johnson, author of A Dove in the Golden Light, celebrating her second anniversary in November. Massive, oversized, overload, wide body, parking, do not turn left, do not turn right, big wheels, big tires, back lights, reverse. Let's fill her up. Fasten up. Stop. Park it now.
A truck.
My husband's truck.
Nice.
Nice.
Absolutely his truck, because I don't drive it. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much.
We have one more person that came in.
We have
Jennifer. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer. Jennifer, turn your mic on.
Oh, hi, how you guys doing? I'm not
Doing
on camera tonight, but I'm
Hi.
here.
Jennifer, where are you from, darling?
Georgia,
What part?
Brunswick.
Brunswick. We're glad to
Okay.
have you on. Friends, here's what I'm fixing to do right now. Jennifer, I'm the president and I'm having computer problems. I'm going to go off of my computer and try to see if I can get on my phone. Keep on doing what you're doing, and I'll try to be back with you in a moment.
Thank you, Barbara. We look forward for you joining us. Okay, Jennifer, tonight, I don't know if you were aware, but we're working on the hexaverse. Have you heard of the hexaverse poem?
Yeah, I was trying. I didn't get a good one. I don't have one ready. I'm sorry. If we do
No
this in
worries.
January, I promise I'll have one ready, but I don't have it tonight.
Yes,
Jennifer, I don't either, and I'll have mine in January also.
okay, so we'll have more to talk about in January, but we would like to hear from you if you have another poem that you would like to share with us.
Okay,
If you like for
okay,
us
the
to
name
come
of this
back,
poem.
okay, go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay, you can come back to me. I'm not ready. You can come back to me.
Okay, great, great. So,
Okay.
Kat, would you like to read? Give us another one?
Yeah, I
Your
can
great
do that.
poems?
Has
Okay.
everyone read?
Yes,
Okay, while he's doing that, I'll read one real quick. Can I do that one?
outstanding, outstanding.
This is called God Treasures Your Tears. Do you feel sometime life's wronged you, hiding behind a mask? Should you feel like you've lost yourself, in God's word, hope you'll bask. Feeling confused? Not uncommon. Most have some point in time. Too much weighing on tired shoulders, out of debt, try to climb. Not trying to keep up with the Joneses, just needing to pay rent. Decide each month between meds of food how what's left will be spent.
Mm.
Sometimes start looking defeated. Truthfully, this admit. Though facing nagging doubts and fears, God knows that you won't quit. At times, probably feel alone. You know this isn't true. God's grasping you by your right hand, in all things pulls you through. Confident of God's love and care, daily on Him rely. Comfort comes when reading, in His bottle keeps tears you cry. And that is from Psalms 56:8. It says, do collect my tears in your skin bottle. And that's God treasures your tears. Checking off, and I'll be back later. Y'all keep reading.
Okay, thank you, Barbara. That was nice. Was that from your book?
It
Okay.
is.
It will
From
be
your-
if I ever get it out, right, La Rosa?
Well, we're working on that.
Okay.
Barbara, that was
Thank you.
beautiful. I needed that.
I
Thank you.
love that. Yes. Okay, so Jennifer, we're back with you. Are you ready? Turn your mic on.
Okay. Okay, I'm not ready. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's one of them days.
We have someone on the spot right now, Cat Ellis.
Cat on the spot. There you go. All
There you go.
right. This is trees with missing limbs. Trauma that hangs like ghosts, wrongs that form boulders in your throat, pain that tears help wipe away, broken relationships, tidal forces of emotion with nowhere to go, chaos, unknown, fatigue. Limbs fall off trees, but they're still trees, serving purpose, still bold and beautiful. Your inner sun beholds the galaxies of stars that dance their sweet notes, laughing with a friend, playing in the dirt, cultivating relationships that spell heart, cuddling a child, sharing stories, seeking the divine spirit. Your body is not a coffin to bury pain. Let pain live in the art that you create. Healing is ours to do. Takes nerve, breaks the fever, brings calm. When one person heals, change may happen to the next. And maybe, just maybe, the collective heals, like bold and beautiful trees of missing limbs.
That was lovely.
It was.
I
Very.
like the part where you said that the the trees are missing limbs and that the limbs still serve a purpose.
Yeah,
And then you brought out later that you could cultivate relationships. And I think it's lovely how you said that when we heal ourselves sometimes, the joy people see in us, see if I'm getting this right, Kat, helps heal others who are observing us.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
That was
Absolutely.
beautiful, Kat.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Very
Yeah,
nice.
definitely lovely imagery there.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
Pictures.
Thank you, Kat.
Futurist.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Miss La Rosa, would you like to step up?
Y'all, okay, so I have to make a confession. Every time I read a poem, I get sick. I'm so shy about reading poetry. I hate to say that, but it's true. This is completely out of my comfort zone, but I don't have another poem that I think is worthy of being heard by you guys. and I'm looking through my stuff, so I'll keep looking and see if I can find something.
But
Is
LJ,
that okay?
your first poem was beautiful.
It was
It
absolutely
was
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
And let me
And
tell
you
you,
had the rhythm in there. You had the, excellent rhyming and the rhythm. It was in a strong message. It was beautiful.
and let me introduce La Rosa to you. She is our editor and will be doing our Reach of Song, and she's the one that's doing my book. And I know that she better start looking, or I'm going to get on to her after this. So you keep looking, my friend.
Yes, ma'am.
fun. Okay, so next we have Bryant. If you would like to please step to the podium.
Sure. Since we're not really sharing screens, I'll go ahead and not share this one again. So, um, so like I said, I did 3 of the hexaverses. I was kind of on a roll. I basically I went and looked for an article on that was just on mycology, and basically just went through Chat GPT, tell it to break the whole thing down, and then from there I just took the themes out and then started writing the hexaverses.
Great.
So this next one is called Molds Holler to Math. Dear differentials, drum the dreams of roots of fungi drifting through vegetation, dying at known rates. Watch chaos hum a little tune while your functions ogle hyphae. Spores break dance while square roots pop and lock. Mold says, math got down.
Nice.
Short and
Thanks.
sweet.
Short
Very
and
nice.
sweet.
And hey, y'all, we started something because I cut off Alice one night. Alice was reading so beautifully, and then paused. And when she paused, I thought it was the end of her poem. And I said, thank you. And she said, I'm not through yet. So if we can remember, when we get to the end of our poem, we now say the end.
The end.
Ah,
Yes,
end.
that was very nice.
That was very good,
Thanks.
Brian. Well, that's something we're all trying to get in the habit of. I want to say amen instead of the end, but whatever.
So
As long-
Jennifer, okay, wonderful. Go ahead, Bryant. You were saying something.
Oh, I was just saying, no, as long as there's an indication of the end of poem. So,
Okay. In the end of poem. Jennifer, are you ready? Turn your mic on.
I'm sorry, I still haven't found the appropriate poem for tonight yet. I'm sorry, guys.
I
But I'm
have a
here, I'm
short
listening.
one.
How
Barbara,
would you say?
a short one would be nice. Barbara, are you ready?
No, she's not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
right.
Yes, I have a short one,
Okay, and
okay.
I'll read after you.
and I wrote it in January of 21. It's called Dear Friends. Dear friends, I love you more than I can say, and even more each day. You are the gladness in my heart, each hour in every way. I love you more than I can say for all the good in you, always thoughtful and considerate in things you say and do. I treasure all the things you are, the things you strive to be, for all the love exemplify that everyone can see. The end. And that's
All that
in
you
my book
strive,
also, Under Love.
all that you strive to be. Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm striving to be tonight. I'm striving and striving, friends.
I think we all are tonight.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you're laughing, Bryant. I'm sorry to be
Yes.
treating y'all so badly.
No,
it's nothing wrong.
Barbara, I love that. I love the intensity of it. It kept the flow. You have a flow going, and it was precious.
And you are my friends, because some of you don't know that I haven't gotten out of the house in 5 years except once. So you truly are my dear friends. And I'm so glad you're here tonight. And we won't be here in next month, but I do hope you will come back in January. I think it's the 18th. But let's keep going. Who's going to read next? We had 9 people signed up for tonight. I wonder if
Okay,
they're out dining.
they could be family love. And you can find this on page 50 in A Dove in a Golden Light, my precious book, my precious baby. Family love, togetherness, kinfolk, loved one lineage, and bloodlines brings family love. The family has various levels of love to meet each other's need. When the family joins together, there's so much love to engage each other. Oh, it is working to provide love to kinfolk because of what we go through daily in our lives. Loved ones knows the hurt and pain that can cause each of us to change our thoughts and beliefs. Try not to displace your sadness, anxiety, and fears on your family lineage. Begin a new pattern of thought and discuss past stressors with the family. Create your own family legacy. Hope for the best to give love and pray to gain your family's love. And the golden light would be, we love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. The end.
I love that. Love.
Yeah,
That's the theme.
love, love,
very
love.
positive message.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As we all want our family to fit in a certain triangle, and everyone don't fit in, for various reasons, for various things that happen through their cycle of life.
Right. Right. Okay.
I like to say, go ahead, LaRosa.
Yes.
I was gonna say I have a short poem and I finally found one. Um, it's it's along the same lines that yours was, Granny B. It's about friends. I think it's called an acrostic. I think that's what it is.
Hey.
The name of it is Friends, and it says F is for finding a companion, R is for revealing secrets, I is for interesting moments, E is for endless laughter, N is for never leaving your side, D is for deep love, S is for soulmate. We're friends. End poem. Sorry, the end.
Then I like import.
Nice.
That was definitely nice. You went through the alphabets on that one. I
Mhm.
like that. Very nice.
It's a very good definition.
Thank
Mhm.
you. Did we lose Miss Barbara? No, we didn't. Okay.
Mm.
But she's muted. Okay. Um, unfortunately, I teach a lit session at 8 o'clock every night
Okay.
with the kids, and I unfortunately did not prepare before. Family stuff happened today. So I have to scoot out of here and go take care of that and then do the lit session. If you guys are still on, I'll check and see. If you guys are still on, then I will come back if that's okay.
Yes. Thank you
Yeah,
for coming
perfect.
tonight.
Oh,
Yes,
you're
we
very
all have
welcome.
commitments, and thank you for your participation. Really appreciate.
And I'll
Oh,
talk to
you're
you
very
later,
welcome.
LaRosa.
Thank you. You're very welcome. But I will see you guys later, and please continue reading those beautiful poems. I'm loving it. Jennifer, I can't wait to hear yours because I'll hear it on the playback.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Oh,
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good night.
Goodbye.
may I interrupt again one more time?
Mhm.
Yes.
But I don't know if this was said at the beginning. If you are planning on entering one of your poems into a contest, We want you to know that what you are reading tonight will be on YouTube, and they will consider that a published poem. And so you will not have your poem accepted in the contest. So please do not read any poem that you plan on entering in the near future. Did you know that, Jennifer? Bryant, you knew that, I think, didn't you?
I remember you
Yes.
telling me.
Okay, good. Okay,
Okay,
Jennifer,
thanks for letting me know.
have
Yes.
you read anything that I should notify Marion to eliminate when we post this? Or is it okay, everything you've read? Is it okay, Jennifer, to post what you've read tonight?
Oh, I haven't read anything yet.
Oh, yes, we're waiting for you. Okay, Kat, I was thinking of you. You read something.
Yeah,
that
I'm so
okay?
surprised.
Should we use them or should we not use them on
I'd
YouTube?
rather, you know, if it's a publishing issue, then
Don't use them?
don't use them.
Don't-
Okay, well then your next one, let it be something that you don't plan to enter in a contest. It can be in your book, that's okay, but just if
Yeah.
you're doing it in a contest.
All right.
Okay, I'm glad we let you know, Kat.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. I had never heard of that, and so thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Well, you know,
Yes.
I hadn't either, y'all, and I found out that even if I like send it to a friend over social media, it would be considered printed. And so that's why we try to give that disclosure at the beginning. And I'm sorry I wasn't on to give it earlier. But Marion is hearing this, and I will tell him, Kat, to not do your first two. And you can let us know what else you have that
Oh,
you
okay.
share.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll just, that's how I'll select the poems that maybe are already published or whatever, you know. I can,
right. And we take a break at 8 o'clock, so you can go ramble in your library and get out one of your books and that you published and bring it back and read us something new.
yeah.
Okay, I'm turning that back over to Alice.
Well, thank you. Yes, that's a very important key that we must all know. And we also encourage everyone to take some time and enter some of their poems into the various poetry contests. And we're excited to hear the good news on the selections of poems as well. So, Jennifer, I'm coming back at you. Are
Here
you
she
ready?
is.
Are you ready? Good to see you again tonight. You're muted. Thank
I'm good.
you.
I'm happy to be back.
Yes.
Okay, I'm reading a poem from my book, my first book. It was called Out Loud Love. It's an old poem of mine. It's called Harlem. Joy, 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 freedom. Breathe again. Ooh. The air is clean. I am free. Lenox Avenue, 145th Street, Reverend Al, Sunday Morning Classics, Hal Jackson, WBLS, the Schomburg, the Apollo, County Cullen Library, soul food everywhere, music everywhere. Al Green, the Isley Brothers, Curtis Mayfield, the Harlem Shuffle, Sugar Hill, Strivers Row, Lenox Lounge. The air is clean. I can breathe. I am free. The end.
Hey, sounds like you're on 125th Street.
Yeah, I used to live in Harlem. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's pictures here again. I don't need to go to Harlem to depict some of the functional activities that you engaged in.
Good times.
Astounding. Astounding. I could tell.
Yep.
I could tell. It's quite obvious.
Oh, thanks.
Hmm. I bet your friends could just laugh just to hear those different functions and activities that you all engaged in during your childhood and other experiences as you come through the cycle, teenage
Mhm.
years.
Good
Appreciate
times.
it. didn't know how
Thanks.
important, you didn't realize how important those functionalities and how well renowned they are to this date. And it was amongst your playground.
Yeah, and I live in Georgia now, so it's just very
Yeah.
different. So
Mhm.
good memories.
Yeah. Kat, how are you? Come on up in here.
Huh.
Where are you originally from?
Detroit area.
Hey, that's the depicting that I wanted to just share. I don't think any of us are from Georgia. Where are you from, Bryant?
Um, well, I was born in California, but
Hey.
my mom and dad, well, my mom's from Georgia, my dad's from
Yeah.
Alabama, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I've lived most of my life in Georgia.
Okay. And most of my life was spent in North Carolina. And after that, I'm a military brat wife. So we traveled abroad. So,
Yeah, my dad was a Marine, but we
yes,
wound up staying in Albany, Georgia
yes,
for a good while,
Hmm.
back when it had a logistics base there.
yes, yes. Okay. Okay. So that's just the poetry is a way of just bringing yourself to a place of harmony. At least it does for me. And I think having that poet skill has broadened your horizon.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yes, each of our horizon in
Mhm.
general. Okay, well, thank you. I really enjoyed that, Jennifer. So,
And
um,
I'm sorry,
yes.
it's Barbara again, butting in. One thing we would like to tell you that we would like very much, Kat, are you a member of the Georgia Poetry Society?
I don't think at this time. I've been on and off. I was on the advisory board for about a year or two.
Well, we'd like you back on.
Yeah. All right.
No, we need new members, Kat. Jennifer, we'd like for you to join if you're not a member. And let me say something that we're doing to the end of the year. We may take it on into next year. You can join for $35. If you're a certain age, and I won't say what it is, you can go to our website and see what it is. You get a discount. But if you come in, if you bring in 2 more members, then you get another half year added to your membership. And we are looking for people to fill in our board since COVID. We're trying to grow back. So we hope that you'll join us and consider giving a gift of a membership to the Georgia Poetry Society to any of your friends who are poets. That would be something they would like. And we would like to have 2 Zooms, 2 open mics in the next year. But I just keep thinking of things that I want to tell you new visitors that we would like very much for you to be a part of us and be willing to volunteer in any way you can. Turn it back over to my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Barbara, for that information. The Poetry Society, we're sort of like a startup group again, as she mentioned, with the COVID-19. We're trying to identify most of our members, trying to bring them back and get them engaged in the poetry world once again. Okay, so Brian, would you like the opportunity to read another poem?
Sure. Actually, wait a
Okay.
minute, Kat, did you read already?
No, but go ahead. I can read after you.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
This one, it's not because actually the other hex verse I wanted to actually try to submit somewhere, so I'm not going to read that one. But I do have a poem that I wrote a while back that I had put on allpoetry.com, and it was a part of a contest. I'm just gonna go ahead and read it, and if anybody has questions about it, we can start. It's called The Heart and the Iron. In the hands of a child, a hammer builds a broken basket. In the hands of a carpenter, a cathedral for a casket. So watch now. Papa's got a brand new poetic power tool, and he's planning on popping and locking puppets of prophets or prophets of cool. Pounding iron on iron from the iron in our lifeblood to the iron in our art until the iron embedded in our distributed silicon heart beats to a rhythm of pulse-whipped modulation, filling us not with fear or trepidation, but with joyous, wondrous celebration. Beat born of meat or metal, pulsing with light. Not a mimic, not a mockery, but harmony's height. In the hands of a poet with a heart that's unafraid, a hammer will slam out a rhythmic raid.
Fantastic. You sound like you were
Yes.
doing the spoken word, Bryant. Do you do a lot of spoken word?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've done spoken word before, and I've done, open mics with people who do that style. I kind of crib off of that sometimes, but I kind of try to just, imbue what I'm doing with some music.
Well, that had a good rhythm and a good flow. You had me really getting in there with you. I love that rhythm. Do that again. I mean, do y'all know what spoken word is, Kat? Jennifer, do y'all know? It's where people memorize usually a 3-minute. Are you fixing to go? A 3-minute poem, and then they get up and they act it out. And it has a rhythm and a flow and a music in it. And he was doing it like they do it. It is amazing to observe. I'm going off again, but I had to come back on to say, fantastic, Brian.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank
Well, I definitely wasn't memorizing this one. It was, though I would like to.
Yeah.
Well,
it was
here's one
actually,
thing I did learn, Brian, at the convention this summer.
mhm.
Yes.
Open mic, spoken word poets can read their poems. One
Yeah.
poet at our convention was allowed to read, so you don't have to memorize it. Just thought I'd give you that little tidbit of encouragement.
Oh, well, thank goodness. But yeah, the contest was, just to give a little context here, the contest on allpoetry.com was about they were actually writing, they wanted people to write about the use of AI in poetry. I'm a poet and a programmer. So I've used AI in some fairly creative ways, to be honest, to try to compose, not just say, write this in the style of this about this, but other ways that you can be very creative with it. And so everybody else was basically talking about the negative parts and how it's bad, it's got no soul or anything like that. And so I was basically the only person arguing to the contrary, that it's a tool. If you know how to use the tool right, you can build something beautiful. But if you don't know how to use a tool, yeah, you're gonna build crap. So I didn't win that contest.
Okay. So that was very good. Thoroughly
Thanks.
enjoyed it. So, Kat, I apologize for jumping the gun and moving forward, but we're here for having fun and learning the poetic justice for each of us. So, we would love to hear from you right now.
This is
Thank you.
called, thank you. This is a poem from the 1980s. One of the few poems I wrote as a working adult. I wrote as a kid, and then I just stopped. I got busy with in my 20s and my 30s and all that. But it was always nagging me. But I came across this poem like in the 1980s. It sounds like a century ago. And I revamped it, but the idea is there. And I thought, oh, let me, just the fact that I found such an old poem, but it's still true today.
Yeah.
This is called Not Meant to Be. A crystal ball reveals a life of fancy and free, a dance for promising tomorrows, of wonderment with no room for sorrow. When I was naive and young, Songs of dreams were sung, of life secure and neat, idyllic years gift wrapped and complete. A white picket fence surrounding a long marriage, baby showers, cozy circles of neighbors and busy mothers. All of us given time, but not all are given a chance. Some guests are not so wined and dined. They wanted a crystal ball too, full of sparkles and smiles and family barbecues. Instead, injustice drew the joker card of little access and harsh scars. The end.
Absolutely.
That was
Fantastic.
That was a
Yeah.
very few that I have a rhyming pattern, but I'm working on it.
You-
It had a nice rhythm to it, though.
yes.
Yeah, I
yes.
thought,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely
I
having a
was,
good flow going.
thank you,
Yes.
Brian. I appreciate that because I was working on it and I said, okay,
Very
that's a
nice.
challenge I'm giving myself this year and next year is the rhyming patterns and have it.
Hmm.
So, Kat, how many books have you written?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
and
a publisher or you've gone through
Yeah,
Amazon?
yeah, I'm published. You can find them on Amazon, and I have one like Barnes and Noble. I went through a publisher on my last one, and it's a poem novella. You know,
Oh,
it's funny with poetry because
yes.
I started out with the poem, and I said, it's not ready to end. And I went to the next one, and I said, it's not ready to end. And the next one, and the next one, until there were 6 chapters. And then I thought, you know, this is enough to make a book. And it's a story about healing justice and feminism. And it's kind of imagine, you know, it's kind of a mystical story and it takes place underwater. And so, you know, I think, you know, you mentioned earlier what poetry does.
Yes.
And, you know, it's like, it's still amazing to me what came out, you know. But I think the important thing is that I trusted myself in that process. And I think if we trust ourselves, and we may, you know, come across something that's like a block or so, but it
Yeah.
will come, the idea will come,
It
and the
certainly will.
words will come, right? And so that the third book that I have is called Marvella and the Broken Waters. And it's based kind of historical, true historical, but then I put in kind of a mystic part in there. And so that is illustrated too, because I learned that I don't want images with my poems, because the image belongs to the reader. And
Absolutely.
so, but in this one, I felt like, you know, I'm going to go with some images here, and that's what I did. So it's an illustrated
what kind
poem
of image?
novella.
What kind
A
of image?
very simple, just black sketches. I said because the poem takes care of those images, and I didn't want any color because the poem, I really worked on color. And I said, okay, the illustrations are like black sketches, ink
Very good.
sketches.
Mhm. Like ink blots or yes.
No, they're depicting they're images that don't give the story away.
Okay.
They kind of embellish the story. And so, yeah, thank you for asking. That's my
Thank
short
you.
answer.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And
Yeah.
you know, I know that Jennifer, you're a writer as well. I mean, all of us have published books, Brian. You have a published book as well, is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
I have
Mhm.
one.
What is
Okay.
the name of your book, Brian?
It's called The Ghetto Birds.
Yes, the
It's
Gatherers.
from Frayed Edge Press.
What is it called? I missed that.
Oh, the publisher is Frayed.
No, the name of your book.
Oh, the name of the book is The Ghetto Birds.
I like the title.
Okay, here's another incentive for y'all to join before the end of the year, is that we have a book room, and everyone that's a member can put their published books up in our book room, and they will be on our website. So the Georgia Poetry Society would love to publish you. And what I'm going to be trying to do is get a book put out that is some of our poetry that is read on open mic. So, keep that in mind, that we want to use your work on the written page, and we want to publicize you as much as we can. Does that sound good to y'all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
definitely.
I mean,
Such an
Definitely.
incentive.
yeah, Alice, remember we wanted to give everyone a chance to have their poetry in our
Yes.
journal. And we had a committee. We thought we would have like 200 people sending in 3 poems each. And we didn't. And I thought, excuse me, I'm a poet. Poets want their works to be read. Why aren't they sending in? This is the first time that the whole book could have been just members' poems without having to have won a contest.
Members only.
Yeah, and it was a member, so we still want to do that. So
Yes.
Jennifer, Cat, y'all really still think about it and joining us and getting your books in our library and let us promote you. Does that sound like a good deal, you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it
And
does.
Jennifer, how many books? That sounds like an excellent idea. Looking forward to having the Dove in the book room with the Georgia Poetry Society.
Yours is,
Yes.
yeah. You hear me,
Mhm.
Alice? Yours already
Um,
is. Jennifer, what
It
was
already is.
your book?
Yeah, Jennifer has several books out as well.
I have 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are they? Hold up your book.
One is called In the Midst of It All,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Beautiful.
other one is called Out Loud Love. And they're both available on Amazon.
Okay.
In the midst of it all, and the second one again,
Out Loud Love.
Out Loud Love. Sounds interesting.
And one thing I would like to do, maybe not tonight, but exciting for you, Jennifer. Wonderful. I'm glad you had the opportunity to share that with us. Brian, Kat as well, and Barbara, your book is in the making. It will be here, hopefully by the end of the year. And we all will be excited for you.
Thank
But
you.
I want to have the opportunity to talk about how we can market our books in such a way that we all become A1 bestsellers. I think if that's the direction that you would like to take your book, then I would love to just sit down and have that opportunity where we all could brainstorm as members of the Georgia Poetry Society. What do you think, Barbara?
Well, that's our purpose, is to support each other. And my term as president is giving back to the members, to do as many things for you guys as we can do. I really, I was so glad to become a member of the society, and I think we have a lot of room to grow. Listen, y'all, it's all of the societies have lost a lot of members because of COVID. And I'm going to hang in there, and I just want to keep reaching out. I don't know where the other folks are. 9 had signed up for tonight, but that's okay. Maybe they'll come back next time. But are y'all having fun? Do you find us a laid back, easy group that's not highfalutin, but it's just fun to be with? I hope you do.
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Hmm.
You know,
No pressure. No pressures.
we want to be
Ever.
very friendly and open. Well, I have a poem now. It's called Inexcusable. Are y'all ready for this one?
Yes.
It was written in April of 22. It's taken from Romans 1:20. What I like about Alice's poems is that she too includes the scripture sometime. And
Yeah.
so this poem is taken from Romans 1:20. It says, "For his invisible qualities are clearly seen from the world's creation onward, because they are perceived by the things made, even his eternal power and godship, so that they are inexcusable." So that's the name of my poem, Inexcusable. When you observe the moon and stars, how mesmerized are you? I want to thank our Creator with all I say and do. I'm awed by God's wondrous love, His wisdom, strength, and power, the aura of His calm peacefulness embracing me each hour. When creation observes, how can some in God not believe? Guess scripturally immature, by science they've been deceived. God's qualities are clearly seen. Exquisitely He made us. That's why we're inexcusable if taught, if if in God not taught to trust. I messed that up. Then that's why we're inexcusable if in God not taught to trust, because creation gives evidence of a creator. I hope y'all like that one.
Yes, definitely.
Going back around the round table again. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, I think I'm last. The golden dove image. The dove awaits to shine for peace, understanding, and love. Peace is found within the dove's wings. No one will understand the dove's heart to have empathy for others. The dove realizes God is shining a golden light to guide her path. The dove will move forward in her destiny, knowing she is never alone. The dove follows her path. The dove follows her faith and will help others to gain theirs. The dove stands alone and watches the hate and lies formed by others. The dove will step back and allow others to think they're above all. The dove will continue to praise God for his light that looks low and reaches high. The dove prays to God to bring her truth and to ask for the golden light.
Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
The lovely little trip you brought us on.
Well, it's 8 o'clock. We can take a little break if you want to and go get something to drink for 5 minutes, or we can keep going.
I'd love to keep going.
Yeah, let's
So
keep
I'm good with keeping it going.
Yeah, I can drink my ice water and y'all can't see me. See, that's one good thing about not having. Hey, I could go and get a margarita and y'all wouldn't even know it, would you?
Oh, that's true.
It's just water. Let me say something to Kat. In January, we're going to be repeating the form that was put up for this month. But what I'm thinking is putting down for February, Kat, when you are part of our open mic, whether you're a member or not, you can suggest, and keep this in mind, Jennifer, because we'll call on you, to suggest a poet form that you want to try. We call it our homework, and everyone that comes on open mic does not have to do the assigned assignment. But if you just want to spread your wings a little bit, so we're going to repeat. I don't have it spelled out. The one, oh no, I did. I gave it to you, Alice. That ESK, the one where you
Oh, yeah, yes.
you
The
have
FX, yes, I sure do.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's where
Okay,
you
it's
take.
called,
Go ahead.
it's called for picture, so that's a pictorial, and for paintings, you take a look at it and you write a poem about the painting or the picture, what have you. It's called the EK Rastic. EKP.
That go slow and spell it so they can write it down.
No,
Okay,
that's how my Marvella story started, was
yes.
ekphrastic.
Yeah, Efrastic.
Yeah. Mhm.
KPHRASTIC.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that's what we'll be doing for January. Now, February, what I was thinking, Kat, you want to do more rhyming? We could have
Mhm.
rhyming as the form that we use for February. Would you like
And
to put that up for our open mic?
Could be
people?
like working with alliteration, you know, internal rhyme, maybe.
I think we've done alliteration, haven't we already, y'all? I think so.
yes, we did. Who's familiar with the elegy poem, or the Ballade poem?
Well, y'all think, you can tell us what we're going to do in February. Brian, I'd like to see what you'd like to come up with.
Science
Don't
fiction.
like Humphrey Brown will really lay it on us and give us something really. He looks like he could handle the roughest style there is and come across a winner.
Yeah.
Well, I have to put some thought in there then.
Jennifer, what do you think about our craziness tonight? Is there anything you want to try?
Oh, you're on mute again.
Muted.
Jennifer, unmute yourself. Thank you.
Okay, I said I want to try it all. I want to be like Brian and try all the
Yeah.
different styles.
Well, I do too. So that's why I started giving all of my friends homework. But I'm sorry, I guess I got an F on my assignment tonight.
Oh,
So we will get there. Okay, whose turn is it to read now?
it's Kat's turn. We're gonna go back in order.
So sometimes, you know, since we're the writers of the poem, but, you know, like the word order and things like that. But sometimes I like it when it's kind of out of whack, you know, like playing with it. And so the title of this is Let the Hurry of the Rain. And it just came to me like it was raining like crazy outside. And that order, let the hurry of the rain, I don't know how it came to me. I don't know, you know, the thing, but I never strayed away from it because I like that. Whirlwinds rustled the leaves into thunderous weave of broken branches, impossible places. Tree tops bellow like parachutes, awakened spirits invade the dullness and roots. Downpours from skies steam the road dust into mists of cries, my cries of lies, drawing my spirit into the thick of it. The rain pricks my skin like 100 stick pins. Caught in the spiraling storm, the electrodes form like bee swarms. Electrify a static heart from its bitter cold. Make it pump liquid gold. The end.
That ecstatic. Do that line again. Ecstatic. That was beautiful.
Make it pump liquid
Like,
gold.
yeah, I like that one. You like that one. I like that line too. Electrify a static heart from its bitter cold.
Beautiful.
Make it pump liquid gold.
Mm.
Oh, didn't those
Yeah,
words just, I wish
nice.
y'all could see
You
me.
like it, Brian? Good.
Oh yeah, no, very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Make it pump liquid gold.
It's got some you can kind of move around, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And to hurry the rain.
Yeah,
wish
let the hurry of the
Can't
rain.
you kind of talk with your hands too? I wish you could see me because my hands were moving with your words. It just was flowing and rolling over, and my hands were doing the same thing. That was it. Y'all are all so different. It's
Yes, we are.
fabulous. You know, that's what I love about this. We learn from each other.
Yes,
Quite enjoyable.
it is. Bryant, you have the poll. You're at the
All
podium.
right. Let's see. I'm actually going to read something that I had published. It was actually published in 2020 as part of a sort of a magazine from, I think it was from the city of Atlanta, called Pandemic 2020.
Huh?
And it's a poem titled The Garden of the Patrons. My brother and I, we traveled on different tracks. He on Green Line West, I on Blue Line East. We joked about science fiction episodes, our families, our fates. When Mad Marta, the AI traffic manager, burst into sentience in a scream of singularity, the gates locked, and quartz barricades sprouted from the floors. The patrons in Ashby Station collapsed as if on cue. It took a year for my brother to stand, 2 before he could speak. His throat thumped with the other patrons at alligator bass beat. Their songs stirred the water, gathering between the humming tracks. My brother and I, we spoke at different speeds. The thrub, 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 thrub of drones' blades was the only part of the chorus I could hear without enhancement. We talked, he at the rate of mycorrhiza, I at the rate of microwaves. Then it got harder, knowing we could never meet again. Then it got harder as he slipped into his new language. My brother and I, now we cannot speak. The trains run through the station, but the doors do not open. The silent to us station is guarded by canine twos, watched over by pigeon police. He takes a season to speak, but in gatak-tak, only mecha poets can bridge the gap, and that in unknowable song. My brother and I, we will keep on speaking. We will call and respond in fragments and fugues and howls, and we will nod our heads in multiples of common time, as an exercise in patience, tinged with expectation, resigned to a bit of signal lost. The end.
That's sad. That's sad, but beautiful. I like that you said the gates were locked, and you said I could hear the humming of the tracks, and it was getting harder and harder. You said the doors, like they cannot speak, the doors don't open, tying all that in together. And you call, what was that? You respond, but it's in fragments.
In fugues and howls.
Yes. Oh, wow, that was heavy and beautiful and sad at the same time.
Well, it had a lot of going on in there. Again, it's heavy in science fiction, but it's also kind of grounded in, my experience from, riding Atlanta's public transit system. And, once the pandemic hit, there really was that sort of separation, when a lot of folks like myself wound up working remotely. And I used to take transit all the time to get to work. So you just kind of lose that connection that you never really realized you had.
And I think that's what's happened to a lot of not only businesses, but like organizations like ours. We get lost in that period of aloneness that started to come back and communicate again. Have you found that to be true in situations, Brian?
I have found that to be true. I mean, even me personally, I don't get out as often as I'd like. I do get out, but it's especially when people started initially coming out, a lot of my friends were out a lot more often than I was. And it at times I felt kind of socially awkward. It's almost like you've forgotten how to speak to people.
Right. Well, I'm going to share something. As a psychotherapist, the pandemic has taken us through a traumatic state. And we have grown to accept desocialization, by which individuals are withdrawing, isolating, and avoiding people because they have found that to be their safety net in so many different ways with the trauma that they experience with depression and anxiety.
I remember a lot of people, not even joking, saying that that when the pandemic hit and they had to stay home, they felt it was like the best thing that ever happened to them because they got tired of having to deal with the people that they had to go to work to.
And as you mentioned, there are individuals who's finding it quite difficult to come out of it, to come out and interact with others. It has taken a toll on so many different families in many different forms.
That's true. It's very true.
Families and workplace. Workplace, someone that you once knew, and now that they're back in the office, they never come out of their office. because that's their safety net, staying within their comfort zone.
I know when, like I said, I had not gotten out in 5 years. When, as the president of this society, I went to the convention that was held by, are y'all aware of the National Society, the National Federation Society of Poetry Societies? This is another little perk, let me share, about becoming a member. That is an association that is over all of us. You get a newsletter, and in January, there will come out a newsletter from this organization with all the contests that the different states are putting on during the year. Unfortunately, Georgia is not participating in that this year because we don't have a chair to host the contest. But you can enter all the contests from all over the United States, and that's quite nice. But can you imagine, after being at home for 5 years, that was the first time I went out and have to speak and be the co-host, president of the co-host state representing this national convention. And I tell you, I really felt like it was almost a resurrection. I felt like I've come out of and my bedroom is a nice cocoa brown, and my girlfriend thinks that I'm sleeping in a cave. And I thought, well, she would have thought I'd come out from a resurrection from my brown room out into the stage on the platform at the convention. But it energizes you when we are with people. You people that are on tonight, you energize me. I can't get out. And I enjoy meeting you so much and all you have to share. So let's keep on encouraging each other. Please invite new people that have never put out a book. They're, welcome to come on. You don't have to be a member. I'm hoping I'm making this as welcoming as it can be and sharing as many of the things you should know because we really want to promote you. Okay, I think after Brian, it was Jennifer. Is that right, Alice? Or is
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Jennifer Munger.
I'm ready. I have a poem. It's pre-pandemic.
Oh,
Yeah. It's called The Next New Thing. It's about Black Friday when we all used to run to the stores. Remember those days before Amazon?
which will
Okay,
be
it's called
next.
the Next New Thing.
Mhm.
Excited, waiting with bated breath for the new thing to come. Standing in line to get first iPhone 3, 4, 5, now 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Waiting for the next new thing to come. 40-inch TV, then 55, then 60, now 82. Waiting for the next new thing to come. New car, gotta get the latest. Trade in the old, it works perfectly fine. Waiting, standing in line at 2 a.m. in the morning. Black Friday, gotta get those sales. Closet already bursting with clothes. Gotta get the new look. Get that new mixer from a person who doesn't cook. It looks pretty. Waiting with bated breath for these things that wear out, things that rust, things that break down, these things we wait for. Things that expire. We spend our lives waiting for the next new thing. Do we wait patiently and prepare our lives for love? Do we get excited and stand in line for love? Do we take the time to prepare and repair relationships? No, we are waiting for the next new thing, the next new thing, the next new thing.
Mhm.
The end.
True.
I think each and every one
Yeah.
of us relate. We can relate to the next new thing.
The mixer for people who don't mix.
Don't even cook.
Now that is cute. Now that is,
Oh, yeah, or the blender, people who don't blend in.
Yeah.
Yes. I like when she said the iPhones. She went 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. You just keep on going because they're gonna keep going.
and
Yes.
the car that's perfectly fine, but you're going to trade it in, and the closet full of clothes, but you're still looking for that bargain. You,
Oh,
you
goodness.
nailed it. You
Yes.
nailed it. Jennifer.
Take to that one, huh?
Mhm.
We all can. That was very nice. It was very thought provoking. Yes. Mhm. Barbara, would you like to read another poem?
Okay, it's my turn. Okay. Okay, let's see. I've got two. One was called Hurricanes and one is called Ordinary Folks. Okay, I'll read Ordinary Folks. Someone wrote about the stormy weather a while ago. Okay. Ordinary Folks. After the hurricane, I saw so little left behind. The winds, those wailing winds kept howling in my mind. Excruciating discern, no sound of life could hear. Huge vastness of destruction was far away and near. Winds had tossed stuff here and there, trees were whipped, stripped of their bark. Entangled rubble, trapped, felt death's nearness in the dark. Inconceivable, not dead. Somehow, some way, alive. Thought, get going, start searching. Other souls help revive. I'm no hero. Ask God, who'll help the helpless ones survive? Ordinary folks who become earth angels in disguise. The end.
Oh, Earth angels
In disguise.
in disguise. Thank God for our earth angels.
You know, there are those heroes that you hear about and see on television that do all these remarkable things. And yet they'll say, well, I just had to do it. They're just ordinary folks like me and you. We don't know what we would do until we are put in a position where we could help someone. And let's pray we all would muster up the courage and the strength to act in someone else's behalf.
Empathy.
Empathy, exactly. And there's less of that today than ever. Don't you think this is a me first generation?
Well, I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily agree. I think that you'd be amazed what people do once they're tested. And most people, either fortunately or unfortunately, never really get tested because some are fortunate enough never to be put into a situation where they have to be. But it's hard to really make a broad generalization about entire generations because everyone before that one has said the same thing about the one after it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's a matter of see what people actually do. And I think we're seeing people actually do things that are, they're at the level of everyday heroics.
Right.
And
They're not, they're not on some major battlefield, doing some, humongous deed. They're in the right place at the right time, and they do what they do because they think they need to do it.
Exactly. That was who I was writing about, just ordinary people. But I do sense, I guess because I'm older than all of y'all, that I have seen a change in empathy, and I have seen a expectation of this younger generation that they are owed things that we all had to work for. And I think it's a different mindset. But thank goodness for all of us who are, like you just said, Bryant, being there at the right time, doing the right thing. And I think we all would.
I think that's that is part of how humans are constructed. I think you just got to put people in the right circumstance, and luck. Hopefully, they have the right tools that they respond in the right way when something is asked of them. And you never know. We just don't know.
We're living in challenging times right now, and individuals I think empathy is still in the circle. People are still doing some marvelous things. And I think I've witnessed that with Hurricane Helene when it came through Augusta in September. And I saw individuals just giving, giving, and giving, undoubtedly,
Mm-hmm.
and helping before FEMA came through. Yes.
Yeah, and too, when 15 trees were taken out of my front yard, the people came, and got it so we could get out our driveway and all. So, and they were just ordinary people that I just wrote about. Just
Mhm.
said, "Oh, your driveway's cut. You can't even get out." And just, I'll help you. And I think we all would have that. I'll help you, because
Yeah.
we would want them to help us if situations were reversed.
If it was in
Yeah.
reverse.
Okay, who's
Absolutely.
next now?
Okay. Thank you, Barbara. That was really nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read one. It's called Long Suffering Patience. Long suffering patience. I have been waiting so long for that peace. I'm praying for that peace, laughing internally, knowing and understanding that at that peace, everyone is not happy for me. They manipulated me through mind games, power, and persecution. So you have your imps. I have Jesus. You have letters. I have Jesus. You have powers in high places. I have Jesus. He places me at peace. Leave me in my peace. He is walking with me in that peace in the midst of our storms. Pray with me in that peace. Jesus will calm my storms and yours also. Thankfully, he is always with me. We are never alone. Peace be still. And the golden light, peace be still. And the wind cease, and there was a great storm. Matthew 8:23 through 27. The end.
Lovely. Lovely,
Thank
lovely.
you. Thank you. I see those claps. Thank you.
Yeah. It's
Oh, we're all searching for peace.
yeah. I mean, I think it's a state we'd like to stay in for as long as possible.
Absolutely. And sometimes we have to create our own imaginary peace. We have to create it.
Hmm.
Even when we're in the storm, we have to create it.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that.
Thank you.
We've had a nice mix of themes tonight. That's the reason I don't give a theme to our sessions, because we bounce off of each other's themes. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, if we all were writing about the same thing, it would be nice, but in letting everyone have free reign of what they want to discuss stimulates my mind to go in different directions I've never gone in. Are you picking up on different attitudes that you like tonight?
Mhm.
How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody's coming at this, coming with different perspectives, and um, everyone's poetry has very uh, distinct vibes.
Mhm.
Whether it's sort of the devotional aspect that Barbara, you and Alice, uh, really lean into. There's a lot of the the natural, in Kat's poetry, and in Jennifer's, there's this, this real heart and real sense of place that I heard a lot. And that, yeah, I think it's good to hear everybody coming and bringing, their particular way of looking at things. And it's coming out in the poetry. It definitely is.
And I think can open our eyes to broadening our mindset and our heart set.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I wish I could hold up this book that I have in my hands. Elizabeth John is our membership chair, and she has a book called 5 Dreams, and I've purchased it, and it's just lovely. I also have Alice's book, Before I go, I would like to read one out of her book, and she's come out with a new book called The Bones in the Garden. I haven't read it, but I read her book last night from front to back in one evening. It was very, very good. And we all have a different style, and I'm loving what all I'm hearing tonight. Okay, whose turn now?
It would be Kat.
Yours?
Okay. Have you ever heard of the name Derwent?
Derwent, yes.
You have heard of the name Derwent?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is a poem called Derwent. My father reversed his name from Derwent to Raymond. We understand why, everyone agreed. Did the child ever hear, Derwent, shuck the corn? Derwent, pass the kidney pie? Too late to know. A few actors, painters, politicians carried this name in the 1800s in England. Wonder how their lives went. Derwent names cities, gardens, parishes in the United Kingdom. Even a river in Tasmania. Not so bad. Small-town America was not welcoming to such a name, especially in a one-room schoolhouse of laughing children. When my teenage voice announced that I wanted to change my name, my father responded with no pause, no insult, no asking why, when you turn 18. Bloody hell, I never did. The end.
Understandable.
Yep.
Very
That's
good.
something I'm getting reminded of, like I guess it was a quote attributed to Mark Twain about how he thought his father was a complete idiot, and then as he grew older, he was surprised how smart he'd gotten in the in the course of time that had passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad was like amazing, and he changed it, and everybody goes, Derwent. He grew up in a British household, and Derwent was not too common, but not unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I had asked, he said, sure, you can change it. No problem. And I never did,
Well, you know what I think is unfortunate is that we girls have our maiden names. And like I went off to New York and had my career up there. And even when I got married to my husband, who has a long Armenian name, Nishanian, I kept my maiden name, Barbara Berry. That was my fashion name. That's what I designed under. And so when my old friends that I went to school with can find me even 50 years later because I still go by my maiden name. But my other girlfriends, I can't find because they got married while I was in New York, and I don't know who they married. So I've lost so many friendships because we women give up our maiden names. That's just a thought that I'm sharing.
Mm.
Brian, you can still come find your childhood buddies because they still have their name. But do you see where I'm
That's that's true. That is very true. Though, yeah, I guess in my generation, it's becoming more. It's more common for a lot of women to keep their maiden names with a hyphenate.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier now. But yeah, I could see, like, going back to my mom's generation, I'm pretty sure anybody looking for my mom would would be would have a hard time
right.
unless they knew her and knew my
Yeah,
dad.
Yeah.
I can find him, but not. Yeah, I'm 86, and I guess to do what I did back then wasn't that common. But
No.
now I don't know how to tell people who I am, what I'm calling, because I go by 3 different names. So I'll just say, hey, Brian, just call me for dinner, y'all, and I'll come. I don't care what you call me. All righty, whose turn is it now?
It is Brian's turn.
Okay, Brian.
Okay.
Saying us.
Let's see. I'm gonna do. Let's try. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do it. This is a funny sort of irreverent story, but it's an irreverent science fiction poem. It says, "A night of the climate ranger. Drink one. Cerise dusk. Listen to the listing phoenix, sweeping its ashes, sweeping its ashes, sweeping its ashes into the writhing city, into the fearless fecund future. Speak, cumulus. Preach, cumulus. Whisper in the distance, advance in blossoms of booms. Ranger of the rewilded roads unfurls their gossamer ears, more fennec fox than elvish, cooling an overclocked mind, spinning down for a 3 bourbon night. Grime gives way to green inside this concrete now jungle. The sky roars, and Ranger raises a hand. Lazy tossed salute to tomorrow's ineffable waking dream. Neon lit bar in a garden. Oops. Flies, fiends, and friends raise their glasses, shout the Ranger's call sign as they sidle up to the bar. 2 fingers, 1 shot glass. Artificials' whiskers twitch, savoring Tannen's silent songs. Ranger kindly thanks the storm for opening up the bourbon before torrenting to schedule, speaking its piece, then passing. Strange throats merge into an ululating cry of, "We shall endure, we shall rise," out of the concrete, out of the quagmire, into the quiet dawn. Phoenix sweeps its ashes, sweeps its ashes, sweeps its ashes into the writhing city, into the luscious quiet dawn. The end.
I love the expressions on your face as you read that. I thought we would have enjoyed that even before you started reading.
Very good.
You kind of letting the cat out of the bag with the expressions on your face that was going to be one you were going to enjoy reading, and we enjoyed hearing it. A ranger of the wildest road, the concrete jungle, the storm opens the bourbon. What did it do? Not. I enjoyed you as much as I enjoyed the poem, Brian.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
But yeah, this
Yes.
poem is it's in a sort of a subgenre of science fiction called hope punk. And
what?
it's hope
Punk.
punk, like hope as in keep hope alive, and punk as in punk rock.
Hmm.
And it's basically it's a form of science fiction that it's not aiming at being, like, blindly optimistic, but it's more about a resilient sort of hope, knowing that there's stuff to do, but you're gathering up the strength to do it.
Mhm.
And this particular poem, it takes place, kind of well into an era of climate change. And this basically it's this character just coming back from their job and going to a bar and getting a drink.
He probably needs it.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Yes. Well, he's a ranger. So
I know. You said the ranger of the wildest road. Isn't that what you said?
oh, it's a ranger of the rewilded roads.
Really
Okay.
well.
Like the idea is that this ranger is actually reclaiming land that had once been that once had people in a lot, that it was basically it had human settlement, but that was basically being returned to the wilderness. Like I
Okay.
think in some parts of the country, I think maybe even in Detroit, there were instances where it made more sense to basically, instead of trying to support the infrastructure out there when there weren't any people there, and just
Right.
kind of
Let it go.
well pull it back.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, basically let those areas kind of become woodland back, whatever they were beforehand.
Yeah.
Jay.
So that's where that particular poem came from.
Okay, whose turn now?
It would be Jennifer. Thank you so much. That was very nice. It was unique, Brian.
And
Thanks.
Brian, I like when you said it was a 3 bourbon night.
Yes.
I just thought that was interesting. It sort of set the tone. What kind of night
Your
it was. It
eyes
was a
got
3
really
bourbon night.
big.
Well, I didn't know how everybody was going to react to
Three
that.
bourbon, your eyes just got real big, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Night, not
One of
one.
those nights. It's a 3 bourbon.
Yeah, Kat, he was very animated.
Yes, she was. Yes.
Okay, Jennifer, that's a hard act to follow. Let's hear you.
You can do it.
No, okay, I'm going in a totally different direction. The name of this is called Valentine Love. Candy hearts, chewy sweet, temporary, a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes coconut, sometimes caramel, sometimes nutty, sweet, delicious, but momentarily delicious. Valentine love. But I want a love that's there when the crud is in my eye, when I lose my job, when I'm in the hospital and the doctors run out of options. When my child runs away and my money is looking funny. Will you love me then? Or are you a Valentine's love? The melt in your mouth and be gone type of love. The lobster and steak dinner love, but not the ramen noodles type of love. Will you be there? Or are you like the box of chocolates where I don't know what I'm getting? Nutty 1 minute and sweet the next. Chewy caramel 1 minute and running like cherry liquor the next. Can I depend on you? Or are you just a Valentine's love? The end.
Cute as it could be, very expressive. I like that money looking funny, and are you like a box of chocolates? That is precious. Is that in your book?
Yeah.
Yes. In which one of your books? That was very nice. Like that.
That's Out Loud Love. This is my first book.
I
Yeah.
like
Okay.
that.
Outline love.
Yeah, everything I read tonight was from this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Now
That was beautiful, and that was true.
it was true. That was my question. Does that have sentiment to you?
Yes
Some of
and
it
no. I wasn't
could-
writing that from personal experience, just life, just looking at
in
stuff
general.
in
Yes.
general.
It
Mhm.
it was a metaphor to life. Yes. And to love at that. Hmm.
There are different varieties of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, you
Yes,
don't know.
right.
Do you remember where they used to have the diagram on the top of the lid so you would know what was in what spot? Do you remember those boxes? They were
Right.
yellow
Yeah.
and
Yes,
with
it's
the
well,
lid.
Yeah.
it still offers that. And I like that. They
Yeah, I like, so I
yeah.
didn't get something that I didn't like.
Yeah, just make sure
I
you don't
never
throw that
looked at
diagram
that. I
away.
just went in and started eating. So I just had to wait until I bit into it and found out what it was.
Yeah, that's what I did. I
Yeah.
like that. What would you start to say about that, Bryant?
Yeah, just make sure you don't throw that diagram away.
You got that one.
then it's potluck.
That's right. Go for what
Okay.
you know. So,
All right, I
Barbara,
think it's my turn, and I've got one following
yes.
on love too, Jennifer. See, you've incited me to pull out my love poem. And this one has a twist in it. And it was
Uh-oh.
2020, and it's called Have I Ever Told You? Have I ever told you, darling, my love belongs to you? Forever to the end of time, I promise to be true. Have I told you, darling, you made my life worthwhile? Your wonderful sense of humor has always made me smile. Have I ever told you, darling, I hate to go away, but my life's drawing to a close. With you, I cannot stay. Have I ever told you, darling, I wonder when I'm gone, how soon will you forget me to another one belong? Told you it had a twist.
That is true.
Mm.
Mm. Are there personal sentiments there?
No, I think, when my best girlfriend died, I think her husband thought I would be upset when he found a new love 6 years later.
Oh.
But I had one girlfriend that knew she was dying, and she picked out the 3 people that she thought that would make him happy. And I think that's a very loving thing to do if you can do it.
Hmm.
Mm.
And
That
he
is a twist.
one of the ones she liked.
Mm. And what did he have to say about that?
He's happy that I accepted him being happy because she was my childhood. Well, she's the reason I'm writing this book. And so he has a new love now, and I'm glad. And she would want him to be happy. Y'all agree?
Absolutely. Very
Oh yeah.
nice. That would take a strong person to do that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, if you love them, you want them to be taken care as well as you took care of them.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to be here to be jealous, that's for sure.
Very true.
That is true. Okay. This book, A Dove in the Golden Light, I'm going to read Goodnight Love as we possibly getting ready to close in just a few. Good night, love. I had the most amazing day with you. You allowed me to feel so wonderful. I was uniquely created by you. I absorbed the fresh air and the beautiful flowers you sent to me. I was able to touch and smell the roses you provided for me today, just for me. I am so content with you. You have given me all that I ever needed. I'm singing myself to sleep. I'm praying that others will get the opportunity to open their hearts, to feel your presence, that they will learn to follow you. I am committed to you, for I will never give up hope and stop praising you, my Lord. Good night, love. And the golden light is, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Psalms 23:1. Thank you. The end.
I still like reading that when I get your book out. I enjoy reading that poem.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
so
you.
peaceful.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's just soothing. Thank you.
Perfect poem too. I think that's our last round, right? Isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a
Mhm.
perfect poem to end the evening, good night. Good night, love,
I love
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
love.
Well, we've got 15 more minutes.
I
We
need
can
to
have-
go. I apologize. I kind of went over time. I didn't know was how long it was going to be.
Barbara could stay up here all night.
I love being with y'all, and I do hope y'all will come back. We will not have an open mic in December. Enjoy being with your family and friends. And then we'll come in on the third Thursday in January, I think is 16th or the 18th. But please sign up and come back and bring all your laughter and your sad poems and all your different styles of poems. And we will do a redo. Well, it'll get posted. Well, I think we're doing that picture poem. You write about a painting. And the thing I would like to tell you is we would like for you to have a copy of the painting that you are describing in your poem to hold up to the screen while we can look at it while you describe the painting in your poem.
Oh,
Okay?
nice. Nice.
Easy instructions. Look at it, write about it, and let us feel what you feel. Okay?
All right.
Anybody got any questions? Anything
Is
that's
that
going
in
on?
January? Did you say that's January or February?
January?
Okay.
Anything going on in your life that you would like for us to announce on YouTube? That if you've got your new book out, of course, Alice had already told us that hers is in her second year of printing. Bryant, y'all have anything you want to say about yourself? To let people
Nothing new yet. Hopefully I'm actually working on a couple of chapbooks. So hopefully by the time I hope by the time the next one comes around, I mean the next open mic comes around, I'll be close to at least ready to submit one of them. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, glad to hear that. What about you, Kat?
As far as what the
Anything that's going on in your new book that you would like for us to mention on
oh yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm okay. I just do sometimes I do readings throughout the city of Atlanta or but it's pretty quiet right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like they said, I'm trying to get my book out. It's going to be called Poetic Awakenings, Thoughts of an Inspirational Georgia Artist. And it says, with raw honesty and transparency, I explore the depths of narcissistic relationships, racial and female injustices, hope, comfort, and love. And poems are accompanied by relevant scriptures. And a percentage of my sales will be donated to the Pulmonary Hypertension Association. That is an illness that is connected to the heart and the lungs. A lot of people are not diagnosed until 5 or 6 years after they've had the symptoms because people think that it's in their head, they're getting old, or it's asthma. And, you know, when doctors will hear these people's descriptions, they think they're hearing hoofbeats and they think horses. So they diagnose these patients like as asthma, but we are really zebras. We're that unusual hoofbeat. And so I am the support team leader for Central Georgia for this illness. And if anyone you know that has symptoms, it's the Pulmonary Association. And I like to promote it as well as the Georgia Poetry Society, of which I am the current president. I want to wish y'all all a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your years. Stay healthy, wear a mask, come back healthy next year. And the beginning of this year, I wore a mask. So I'm free now. You are my opportunity to get out in the world. You mean so much to me. And you mean so much to the Georgia Poetry Society by sharing your beautiful works and the variety of your works with us. And so I hope you'll consider coming back and joining us and take advantage of having your poems published in our new book we're coming out in 2025. And
Okay.
April is Poetry Month, and we want to get it out before then. So anything anybody would like to say? If not,
I have something to say. Along with two other poets in Augusta, we are formulating the sandwich generation, and all of us have experienced the sandwich generation in regards to our parents getting older and providing care for them, caring for our spouses or our siblings, our age group, our generation, and then the children that we may have. So it's like individuals are in a sandwich from that perspective, their parents, their family, and then their children. So we're having like a it's not going to be therapeutic in a way, but we're utilizing poetry as a way to heal in some of the ways that some of the experiences, the depression, journaling, helping them to understand that there's a way that they can come out of that
do you
depressive
have a
state.
date for that, Alice?
Yes, we're going to start in January, and we're going to go for 6 months. So we're trying to get new members with the Poetry Society as well. Individuals who really enjoy that aspect of the poetic part to healing. And also next Saturday, we will be celebrating the 2 years with A Dove in the Golden Light. It'll be an intimate group of people, my family members, and we're going to do that in Augusta. So I'm really excited about that because, we have to celebrate ourselves. And I want each of you to understand how important it is to celebrate yourself and the accomplishment that you all have done with your books, your writing, and helping others. Barbara, I think that is it for me.
Do what?
I think that is it for me.
Okay. No, and that's what we want to do for you too, as I said earlier. Let us promote you the way that you can. So we're signing off. This is Barbara Baron-Nashanian, President for the Georgia Poetry Society, and we will welcome you back in January 2025. Stay well and love all of you. Take care. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Night. Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.